Hey, welcome back. Good to see you again. Hope you're all well. Thanks for joining the channel. So anyways, this is a Sony ICF-9740W. Looks like a table radio or a shelf radio, whatever you want to call it, AM, FM, two-band. Yeah, it does basically AM, FM, that's it. But this is brought to me by a client. He wants it repaired. He did buy it. He wants to use it as, a radio at work or at home for background music. Listening to the radio, it'd be a good thing to have. And Sony put a lot of effort into making their products a little step above the rest. You know, the junk you could buy at this time was typically coming from Hong Kong, and it was the cheapest garbage you could get. But Sony always put a little more effort into making these better. So that's kudos to them. So let's try this out. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's brought to me by a client. He says he wants it fixed. It doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, so let's plug it in. And we are turned off. Okay, I'll plug this in and let's have a look. We're drawing 1.3 watts standby. So there's a transformer in there that's working. Okay, so let's turn this on. Watch your ears. It might be loud. I don't know. So here we go. Okay, I heard a hum as the power came up, and now I hear a very faint hiss. Sounds like just noise from the amplifier. Okay, now as I turn it up, I'm getting hum from the amplifier, like it's picking up stray hum. Like that. This volume pot is very messed up. Full volume. Tone control. Don't hear anything. Loudness. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything as the tone doesn't change the sound of the amplifier, so that tells me it's not very slightly, if anything. Okay. We got no background hiss. So I'm on FM right now. I got no background hiss, no stations, so no activity whatsoever from the tuner. Let's go to AM. Same thing. Completely dead, but it is making noise. All right. So I have a good feeling. Let's have a look at the block diagram. All right. So here's a picture of the block diagram for the radio. So what do we know? We know this works. This works. This is working. This power switch is working. This power amp's working. We know that. We can hear amplifying something. The volume control is working. The tone we don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming it's working because there's no active components here. It's just a passive filter. Loudness, I kind of heard pops and clicks when I switched the loudness on and off, so that's working, I think. AM/FM band switch, I have a feeling it's working, but we're getting nothing from here. So everything here is suspect. Now another thing we might have a problem with is this right here, is this B+ switch. This switch powers the AM or FM tuner depending on the switch position, right? We don't know if any power is getting through here. This could be a number one suspect right now. And then other than that, we have see, it's both AM and FM too, so that's the tricky part. So it could be this chip here is suspect. This chip handles both duties. This here we don't know. This could be working, but it might not be making it through the chip. And so everything here is suspect, and this switch is suspect. So let's take the back off, have a look around. All right, let's have a look at the back. It's got the punched particle board, wooden back, It has an FM antenna, external FM antenna, so we can attach, looks like probably 300 ohms. This one's ground, so this one looks like it's unbalanced, so it might be 70, could be anything, just, yeah, 300 ohms, 75 ohms. It has a record out here on the back, which is kind of unusual. I don't really see that often. So let's take the back off. And we can see inside now. It's got, what, a 6-inch speaker. Sony branded speaker. And then we have a 2-chip solution here. We got a LA4201 as a audio amplifier, it looks like. And then we have a UPC 1018C as our AM/FM chip. Usually Sony puts their own chips in here, but I don't see any Sony chips. Little transformer goes over here, power supply, full wave rectified, bulk capacitor. There's our power supply, everything's working there. And then, yeah, we have our switches for tone and band select. Alright, let me get rid of this back and then we'll have a closer look. Okay, so what I've done is I removed 4 screws from each side, and that allows you to remove the top. And I also unsoldered the 2 wires for the FM antenna input, and then just you can lift off the wooden case. It comes right off as one piece. Put that aside, and then gives you better access for service. We have a dial string here too, and it looks like we have a big round gear here. This white gear is it's got teeth on the inside. I don't know if you can see this. Let me try zooming in here so you can see it. You can see the grease is there. And I'm turning and I'm rotating this big wheel. So it looks like we need to remember how to align that when we put it back together. So it only goes one way, and we are at bottom of the band. Okay. So what to do now? I don't see any damage. Let me try spraying these 2 switches and see if we get our tuners back. This one especially, this is the band switch. This one I'm not worried about. This is the tone loudness. Yeah, that's what that is. Let's spray this switch and see if we can get this working just by spraying. Okay, I'm just going to put a little rag under here. Catch the overspray. All right. Somehow I don't think it's going to help. Give it a little bit more. Actually, I did need to desolder these wires. I thought I did. Okay, that's good enough. Let's try it. Plug it in.
I'm doing Doing great. Appreciate you joining us here. So this is kind of a fascinating.
Okay, that's maximum volume. You should be getting better than that.
And everybody would agree that they've got it
Tone
right
is working.
when it comes to musical taste, and people who disagree must have it wrong. But how do we go about answering
Loudness
that question,
is not working.
where that comes from?
Well, I think the beginning really is
Maximum volume. We're on AM right now.
ground even.
People should remember that 80% of vehicle users charge at home.
Natural Resources Canada estimates.
So we're low on volume.
Each leadership contest.
Okay, let's try FM. It's working. So it was that switch. So I got to clean both these switches, both these pots, and it looks like we'll be back in business, but we still have a volume problem. Full volume. That's as loud as it gets. So we might have a dead cap somewhere in the audio string. So let me get working on these switches and pots first. So what I'm going to do here, make life easy, and so we don't have to dick around and try and get the thing aligned properly. When I separate the printed circuit board from the chassis, it's going to break the connection between the dial, the tuning dial, and the dial, this gear. And I want to make sure we get that. So I'm going to move the pointer to the top of the band, and I'm going to, as far as it goes, I'm going to leave it there, and then I'm just going to mark this as our, and then let's mark, no, I think that should be good. Okay, I'll remove these screws and pull this board out, and we can get at the, there's a separate board under here that has the volume control in the tone pot. So we'll get that out and we'll look at that. Okay, here's a look at the pots, and I want to draw your attention to how oxidized these are. Look at how black they are. Like, they are completely black from oxidation. That is wild. I've never seen it that black. It doesn't even scrape off. Alright, so I'm gonna, this is the volume pot here with the power switch. I'm going to remove it and disassemble it to clean it, because I can't, there's no place to spray anything in these. I'll probably do it for both pots. There's no place to spray anything in, there's no holes, so I'm going to take the cover off and we'll get some deoxit in these switches and or these pots and see if we can get them cleaned up. I was just looking at the build quality of this thing, and it's really not up to Sony standards. I don't know what is going on here, but then I looked at this and it says made in Taiwan, so that explains it all. It is not one of their better products. It is something that they subbed out to another manufacturer, I think. And yeah, it's pretty poor. The design might be good, but poor on the production end of things. This switch here has cracked joints. This is the AM/FM band switch, and yeah, I can't really see underneath anything else here. Greasy hands. But the caps on this are garbage too. If you look at these caps, these are YEC brand. Never heard of them. If I can get a close up of one of these so maybe you can see too. Yeah, they're not very good caps, let me tell you. So I'm going to test a few of these and see how bad they are. Really poor quality here. Kind of disappointed in Sony. Okay, what we're looking at, some silver whiskers. This is on a switch, and these are the legs that go down into the printed circuit board and show you the crystals that form. They're like crystals, but they're silver whiskers, that's what they are. Black crystals of oxides. Look at this side. It's on the inside too, but I've been banging it around and knocking them off. See them there, all fuzzy looking. On the ends, especially where it was out exposed and out in the oxygen. But that is silver whiskers. We always hear about tin whiskers, but not too much about silver whiskers. Now this is a real danger because if this here, well, that's a good look at it. This is a real danger because if you have any high voltage or any higher elevated voltages, these can arc over because the distance between them shrinks, and these crystals, they just want to grow out. But these can flash over and they can arc and cause all kinds of disruptions, blown fuses, blown transistors. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Alright, let's tuck into this and see what we can do. These are just cheap switches. I don't even think they have a brand name on them. No name whatsoever, no indication of part number. They're identical, aren't they? Yeah, I think they are. Let's see how badly oxidized they are. Let's open it up. Let's see here. I think I got it. Yeah, they're pretty black. Not very good. Okay, I'm going to use my Silvo polish again. I mentioned this in another video. I don't know if you've people have told me to use Brasso, but I bought a can of Brasso. Let me see here. I bought a can of Brasso to use, but it says right on the back, not for use in silver, lacquered, painted, or something finished surfaces. So it says don't use on silver. This is Brasso. So I went out and bought the Silvo, and this is made for silver, for use on nickel, gold, chrome, silver, mirrors. I don't think it makes a hell of a difference, because once I put it on and polish, I always take it and dump it in the ultrasonic to clean off any residues, any polishing residues, and that cleans it up right away. Oh, look at this. You can get all the black off. Wow. Okay, I think that really shines it up. Except these end ones are, maybe they're corroded right down to the brass underneath. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they're getting very thin on the plating. Okay, give it a little, leave it at that. You can see it's improved quite a bit. And these You don't really have to do anything with them. They're black inside though, so they are plated inside. I wonder, let me try a little piece of paper. I'm gonna get a little piece of paper, put some of this on it. Whoops, way too much. And then I'm gonna try getting this on here. See, the paper's falling apart now. Paper doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Cleaning these things is it's risky because they're so thin and fragile. Just get a little wipe on them maybe. I'm getting some black off of it. Quite a bit of black actually. And then I'm getting fuzz, paper fuzz too. Okay, I gotta put this all in the ultrasonic now and clean off all this chalky stuff. Alright, we're back. It's clean. I'm just gonna get some canned air and blow off the water. Oh, are you kidding me? These products they make nowadays are junk. Okay, that's going to be good for now. All right. Now you want to fit these copper colored leaves back into those recesses, and you don't want to crush it when you put it back together. That's the main thing, is get it so it just drops in easy. No, oh no, don't tell me. Okay, I found it, thankfully. I didn't roll my chair over it and I didn't step on it. Yeah, like I was saying, you want to get these recesses in over top of the and this part here you really don't have to do anything with. There's a ball bearing in here with 2 slots, and that's how you get your detents. Just slides back and forth. Lubricate if you want. If you don't bother. There, drops in. Okay, we can crush down our tangs and get this thing closed up. What do we have for? Let me see what we got for contact resistance. It should be good. Once you polish it, it's going to be good. There's no arguing that. It's just a matter of testing after. Let's see. Got 12 milliohms on that side. How about this side? 11 milliohms. That's good. 10 milliohms. $12 milliohms. Perfect. Okay, reinstall that. I'll do the same treatment for this one. Let's do one of these. These are a little more involved. I gotta take the... These ones aren't bad. This one here is more involved. Maybe we should do this one. This is the volume control. This is bad, this one. So let's take this one apart. Now, if you look on the end, you got a little clip around the shaft. See a brass colored clip? You got to pull that off. So let's see if we can do that without zinging it across the room. Actually, I might get something to hold this for me. Make life easy. There. Actually, let's rotate it this way. Okay. Now you want to protect it so it doesn't fly, because it's going to want to... You might have to... It probably isn't springy, so it's probably just brass. It's just have to spread it a little bit. There we go. I think I got it. Just take that off. And don't lose it. Now, let me see. Can you see this? We need to remove this thing. Take this off. Okay. Now we're free. And the switch is good. Okay. So what we do now is we lift these 3 tangs. Not quite there yet. It's half falling apart. Get this one here is a little bit more. Okay. Alright, so we can just lift that off, and there's our carbon track, and here's our wipers. Okay, so we got a couple things to clean here. Let's have a look at this. So you want to clean these 2 nubs here. They ride on this track, the inside circle. And that's got to be clean, otherwise it won't make contact. And then these 2 contacts rub on the carbon track, right? So let's clean the carbon track first. I'm going to use my 401B. Control cleaner, 401B. Just going to get a little bit on my cotton swab here. And we're just going to clean this track. Okay, and dry it off. Okay, I think that's done. Now we need to do this part. Clean these. We need to clean this track, the inside track. Don't bend anything, whatever you do. Okay. Get our lint out. Alright. We have to remember how this goes back together too. So that, fully counterclockwise, that should be off. And that should coincide with this, like so, I believe. Okay. I'm going to use Deoxit D100 on the inside track because it is a silver plated piece, and we want to use the smallest amount. And on the carbon track, we're going to use the F100. Okay. We're going to give it a drop. Now we can assemble the two. That is... See, I have to remember this. What I should have done is marked it before I took it apart. That would have made life easy. Okay, goes like that. Okay. Hold it together somehow. I just want to check its range. Okay, I think we're good. These ones are difficult. Okay, I think we're good. And we need to replace our cam. This goes like... Okay, and where's our clip? Did we lose it already? No, it's still here. Put the clip back on. The clip back on, and then we'll crush it back. I think that's good. All right, that can go back in. This one's going to be the same thing. This one here, but this one has no switch on the back, so it's just a matter of lifting these three and then doing the same trick with the deoxit cocktail on the back inside. And this was the tone control too. I don't think it was as bad as the volume pot. Okay. Same thing. Clean this up. And clean this up, and then I'll relubricate it. Okay, we're back together and we're working. Power switch.
Deep fake, yeah.
That's full volume though, and we're not getting full volume.
What is that? What do we get when we
Getting a lot of background hum.
We're not able to create something hence.
Yeah, it's funny when I said earlier that I
Get
burnt out on knitting.
some good volume on that one.
February 8th.
It should go a lot louder than that. Let's try FM.
From Cup.
They're all pretty quiet. You can barely hear some of these stations. That's full volume. Still got that hum. Now, I think we might have some dead caps on this board. So maybe, let me check a few of them. I have a feeling we got some bad ones here. So let me pull some out and check. So here's the first one I pulled out. This is a 4.7 at 25 volts. And it's measuring down 4.1. ESR is 33 ohms, which is not good at all. Dissipation factor is up around 0.1. Not a good capacitor. Here's a brand new 4.7 25 volts for comparison. So connect it up and we get almost 5.1 and 5 ohms ESR. That's a correct ESR for that cap, not 30 ohms, 33. That's just the first one. Here's another one. This is 47 at 10 volts and it's down to 28. ESR is at 10.7. It's not good at all. These capacitors are junk. Dissipation factor is 0.2 and we're negative 76 degrees. That's not very good at all. It's a garbage cap. All these caps are junk. I should just return it and tell the owner to change his own caps. This is junk. This one's supposed to be a 470. Dissipation factor is almost 0.2. 80 degrees. Nope. ESR is 600 milliohms. Alright, got it all recapped. All the old ones here, they were garbage. They're junk. So I didn't find the elusive 1 capacitor that usually opens the circuit in the audio path. Usually when you get audio gets really low and quiet, you have a capacitor that opens up and it goes from, let's say, for example, 10 microfarad down to a few hundred nanofarads, and the ESR climbs up into the kilo ohm range. That's when you have attenuation in your signal and your signal can't get through. But if you have a capacitor that's like, for example, 47 microfarads, some of these tested out around 25, 28 microfarad. That's not enough to make the signal be attenuated to the point where you can't hear it very good. It'll make it weaker, but not to that point. So let's turn this on. Let me get an antenna here too while we're at it, because I want to have a good representation of how this thing's going to sound. Okay. Still have a hum, but it's not as bad. And I think it's this needs grounding. Should check these wires maybe. Actually quite loud now.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, we're getting good volume now. Way better than before. That's full.
General special regional public.
Okay. Let me switch the AM band.
$1 million grand prize. A custom-built show home.
Full volume.
Coles Homes. In Aspen Gardens, 4,200 companies.
7 degrees. Good afternoon.
Yeah, there it goes.
Here's an update from the CBC. Has implemented a ban on non-essential water use as it deals with a pump problem at the E.L. Smith water treatment plant. Businesses.
Okay, so I think we're good now. We just have this little bit of grounding. Huh. Okay, I'm going to trim wires and clean the back of the board and put it back together. And then maybe we'll do an alignment. We'll see how alignment works. The build quality of this thing is shocking. Like it's made in Taiwan. It's not very high quality here. This soldering on this board is pretty poor. And I'm not pleased with the components they use. This says Sony written on it. You can see right here, Sony. And even on this board, Sony does mark all their boards. This one's marked Sony too. But it wasn't really, it was built down to a price, not up to a standard. You know, typically Sonys have better quality than this. Kind of disappointed in it. But anyways, we'll get through this. We'll just clean this up a bit. And there were some really bad ones here. This one here. And this chip. Pretty poor. I've seen another, I was watching another video from another YouTuber that does repairs, and he had a Sony on the bench, and I swear it was not a Sony, because he opened it up and it had Sanyo transistors in it, and it was, the build quality was just garbage, and it was probably a knockoff. Sony never made that horrible stuff. I think they always tried to keep their name clean by providing a good performing product. Okay, I think I'm pretty much, oh no, there's more here. Just going to hit the ones that are really low on solder, because they should be, you should have more solder on some of these joints. They're pretty lean. And when they're really lean like that, they crack easy because there's less strength, right? What you want is you want a joint that has like a 45-degree angle on the solder, and that provides you with your maximum strength. You don't want to have a big blob, and you don't want to have too little. That crack I made earlier about sending it back to the owner so he could recap it. I wasn't serious about that, I hope you realized. I was just joking around. Oops, a little bit too much heat. What do they call that? AMSR or something? What is that anyway? What is that? What do people talk about that? I don't know what it is. AMSR? Some sensory thing? Never heard of this stuff when I was growing up. Something new. Okay, I think I'm pretty much beating this to death now. Some long leads here I want to trim. Let me get this can. Okay. There's some up here. Alright, so let's go through an alignment on this thing. I have my loop antenna connected to the signal generator, and I'm feeding it a very strong signal. You see that there? 455 kilohertz, 30% modulation. So let's go through. Right here it tells me for the IF alignment, 455 kilohertz. We're going to adjust IF 4, 5, and 6. There's 6. And if we go back here, you can see 4, 5, and 6. So let's do that. Now I got a meter hooked up here so I can monitor what I'm doing. So meter's connected to the speaker. You can turn it up. So let's adjust 4. Oh wow, quite a bit of gain on the 4. Let's peek this one out. Okay, let's go to 5. go back to 4. Hang on, I think I did the wrong one there. I did 5 instead of 4. Okay, let's do 4. Holy cow. Let's turn down the signal. Our signal turned down. Right there is about peak. Okay, let's hit number 5. Five was already peaked. Let's do 6. Holy. Let's turn down our signal some more. Still at 455, 30%. Turn the volume up a little bit. Okay, that's 4 and it's peaked. Let's do 5 again. Five is peaked, and then 6. Yeah, that's the most I can get out of it. It's doing pretty good, actually. Let me shut this off.
Yeah, it's such a gift. And he worked with me on my last record and this one, and it's just been...
Okay, so let's do the band adjustment. So let's do the bottom one first. We do the coil first, and we set this to 530. You can't see it, there's a glare. Okay, we set this to 530. Right there, I'd say. So turn this to 530 kilohertz. Minus 30. Okay, antennas. Let's turn on our RF. Oh, sorry about that. Let's turn this down. Okay, pretty quiet there. You're not far off. We're at 530. I think we're pretty close. We want to adjust our oscillator coil. Turn down the signal. Pretty quiet. Turn off some interference here. Okay. Turn back up. Just hang on, let me try this again. Okay. Turned off some interference, so it should be a little better now. It's as good as it's gonna get, I guess. Right about there. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Seems like the interference, it likes the interference of the lights. Okay, this is a lot better now. Get it zeroed in better. Okay, so that's 530 kilohertz. Let's do 16. Let's do 1600. Well, let's not do 1600. Let's do 1400. 1400 right here. Okay. Set this up for 1400. Okay, so we're a little bit out. $14.40. Okay, let's go 1400. And we need to adjust this capacitor here on this. So let's go here. There we go, counterclockwise. Turn them. Okay, there's the peak. Okay, let's fine tune this. Okay, right about there, as good as it's going to get. Now we also need to do the AM tracking adjustment, which is at 1400 kilohertz we do CT3, and at 620 kilohertz we do the tuning slug on the antenna. So let's do 1400 first because we're already set up. So here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh wow. This is incredible. And that's the peak. And I am adjusting this one here. So okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. That is pretty damn good. Alright, so I'm set up for FM, and I tuned it to a portion of the band where there's no station, connected the generator directly to the input, and let's set this up for, let's see here, frequency 10.7 megahertz. Get rid of the AM modulation, we're going to go FM. Alright, so let's turn that up to 75. Just give it max for now. Maximum deviation. FM's on. Okay. If I turn this on and then turn this up, there it is. So for FM alignment, FM IF alignment, we're going after IFT1, IFT2, IFT3. We're going to go for maximum volume, and that is here, here, and here, which is red, orange, and blue. Okay, so let's go to start with red. Doesn't make much difference. It's kind of a dip, not a peak. It's a dip there, right here where it goes to minimum. Where are we here? Okay, I'm going to go back here where it was maximum. It's as good as I can get right here. Let's go to the next one. Orange. Oh, we got some. Okay. Turn down the signal generator. We have it way too loud. It's blazing. We're getting crap from the station. This quiet spot. Right here. Right there's a spot. Okay, going back to number 1 again. This is the red, just to make sure we're peaked. Oh, what happened there? I must have detuned it, but that's weird. Okay, let's go to number 2, the orange. Okay, that one's in sync. Let's try number 1 again. It's as good as it's going to get. Okay, I'm going to the last one, the blue one. Wrong way, go the other way. Oops. This is weird. There's a hole right there. If I go through it, comes out the other side stronger. I'm going to go right here. Wow. Crazy. Turn the signal down. Just keep going through them and they just keep peaking higher and higher. So that's the number 1 again, the red. It's getting more sensitive. Number 2. Orange, I think it's pretty much there. And then the last one, blue. It's already peaked. Wow. Some huge gains there. Now we're starting to pick up some stations. Good. All right. Now we need to do this. This IFT3 adjusts for 0 reading on the VOM. Okay, the last one there. So we need to hook up a VOM here at the side of R21, half to 2.5 volts. Okay, let's do that. So we want 10.7 megahertz with no modulation. Okay, and then we want 0 volts on our meter. So let's turn the modulation off. And I think turn it up 1 just to give a little bit of. And I got a voltmeter here on the 3-volt scale, and it's showing actually a bit of a negative voltage. So let me tweak this. Find a spot where it's quiet. There's no station interference. Jeez, there's so many stations I can't find a spot. Good. Right here somewhere. Okay. I'm going after this one, and we're going to do this. Let's try and zero this. It does not work at all. Can't get a 0 reading on that. Go higher in signal strength. No, I can't get that needle to move. That's odd. Guess I don't have a ground. Oops. No. Alright, so I did this FM IF alignment 2, connected the meter up, adjusted this core, the blue one, and this meter did not move at all. It stayed pretty much right on 0. So I don't know if that was, I was doing that right. I think it was. I followed the instructions here, no modulation, and you know, 10.7 megahertz and everything. So what I did is I went back and finished this. I did peak this coil out according to this coil, this blue coil. Now we need to go on to these two. I don't know which one to do. I think I should do this one first, FM tracking. We'll do, yeah, we'll do the dial accuracy and frequency. Okay, we'll just do these two next. Let's do this one. CT1 and L2 and 3. CT1 is the top one. L2 and 3 are this coil that are right beside the tuning coil. There's only one coil there though. This coil.
A great demonstration of his justice and his righteousness. When Jesus was put forward, verse 25, as
so I don't know how they have two coils there.
A propitiation for sin, it was to show, to demonstrate.
Okay. And then on the next step, we're going to do CT2, which is that one, and L5, which is down below in the can.
Promises to forgive, and here is how he was going to achieve.
And you can see it is in there. It's wrapped in
he was going to punish Jesus as a
wax.
substitute for their sin.
Actually, I don't think it is waxed. Should be okay with that. Okay, so let's do the bottom of the band first. I have it set for 88 megahertz on FM. Seems like it has an awful lot of hum. Beginning to think somebody's been monkeying around with the adjustments in this thing. It is really out of whack. Okay, we're going to do 88 megahertz, and we're going to adjust L2 and 3 right here. I think we were there. We're good. This is as high as it's going to get. Okay. Let's do L5 next. L5. Adjust L5 here. You spread it out or squeeze it in. So let's try this. Spreading it out, and it's going down, squeezing it in. Well, it was already there. Nobody monkeyed around with those. Okay, let's do top of the band, and we'll do the C2 caps, and then we'll be done.
before school, they need to
This thing's starting to work good now.
journey at twu.ca. Trinity.
So we still have a lot of interference. Okay, it's going to be hard to do because I got
I call it. We are
channel.
closer.
Yeah. Let me try 107 right there. Because I have a station here, here, and here. Let's go 107. Hey, we're not far off. There we go, a little bit. Turn it down a bit. Let's see if I can get anything better on that. No, that's pretty much it. Let's try the other one. Wow. That's pretty good. First one again. Second one. Turn this down. Wow. Okay. Now we're getting into interference here.
Don't freeze. Unleash.
105, it wouldn't work.
Pre-trained technician.
I think we're there.
We aren't meant to mourn alone.
Yeah, all the stations are coming in now.
Visit veterans.fm.ca.
Just needed an alignment. I think somebody went in the back and turned all the screws. Good. Well, there it is. What do I say about this one? I'm not really pleased with it at all. It doesn't perform very good. If I attach an antenna on the back, the signals come in so strong that it bleeds all across the band. One channel in particular, the stronger stations, they'll bleed across, and it's just a mess. AM works great on this thing. Let me try AM here.
Don't accept. Yeah, wow. Yeah. I don't accept that role.
Point in March. Nicole Healy, Global News. Industry group representing Canada.
FM is terrible. Is really not built to be a good FM receiver. It is just a one-chip solution that was slapped in, and support circuitry built around it, and it works, but it doesn't work well. So it's not. Considering it's a Sony, you would think it would have a better performance, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's just an average performer. So I'll give it back to the customer. I'll let him try it out and he can form his own opinion on it for his use. Maybe he gets closer in the city with it, it might work better. It might work good for him. I don't know. So I'll give it back and let him try it out. Did find one problem though. I went back in and I noticed I installed one cap backwards, so I rectified that. And I wasn't happy with the FM tuning, so I went through and did the FM alignment again and brought it back just a little bit better than what it was. So, it's got this loud hum too. It takes up interference from everything around it. Picking up all the stations good enough. It's got sensitivity. It just doesn't have image rejection, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. More to come.